Okay. Uh, Welcome, Mark. It's nice to see you. I'm here with Mark Tobiassen, who's again another one of our esteemed speakers for the conference coming up here at the end of the month in Santa Fe. How you doing, Mark?
Great. Glad to be here.
Great. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and your practice and how you've been working with agencies over the years.
I am a retired executive with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, 22 years there. And while I was there, a lot of what I did as an exec is develop people and coach in the business world, and retired and decided I liked it too much and wanted to take that experience and couple it with a business and psychology degree and help small to mid-sized business owners. And that was 17 and a half years ago.
So you
That's,
retired and then you came out of retirement 17
yeah,
years ago.
I failed at retirement. Yeah. So
I think there's many people who are going to be at the conference who would love to fail at retirement.
it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
Since then, I've been coaching business owners, executives, teams, and somebody you're familiar with, Desiree and Joni, with Sunny 505. Gosh, I've been working with them for 8 years, maybe 9 years, long time. But it's really in 30,000 foot look. It's helping people become better humans, better leaders, better managers, better people. So it's focused on personal growth first and foremost, and then we transmute those skills to their business. So it's work harder on yourself than you do your job, and all of a sudden you realize your job gets a lot easier, and you get better, and your company gets better and grows. And so that's the super high level of what I get to do.
Talk to us a little bit about how the pre-pandemic and then post-pandemic world has sort of impacted not just your work, but really honestly, culture, leadership. I mean, there's a lot of us who feel sometimes like we're almost constantly phoning it in, even though we're working harder than we ever have before, because we don't have the physical
Yeah,
presence all the time the way we have before. And I don't want to say that I'm a proponent of going back 5 days a week or anything like that, but these shifts are pretty profound.
they are. So I don't remember what day it was in March of 2020, but in one day I went from being 100% in my office to being on Zoom.
It was
And
Friday, March 13th, I can tell you.
there you go. You're probably right. One day, just turn it on. And today, 80/20, 80 Zoom, 20% face to face. It's always the client's choice, not mine. Um, from that perspective, for me, first of all, it's a great thing. It's given me flexibility. It's given me using technology to share documents. I've got, these fancy screens and whatnot. That's been good. And here's the distinction, though, that I've noticed is one-on-one, it's great. One-on-one is great. So I have these workshops, like I'm going to be doing with you guys, for instance, where I'll have, 50 to 100 people in a room. You try to run one of those on Zoom, you just can't. You can't control a crowd. You can't read an audience. And so that's where I kind of draw the line. I'm like, I can have two, three, four, five people, okay, but anything above that, it makes it really hard. So I will be speaking about how to navigate this environment that's been forced upon us. And I'm not going to be a opponent or a proponent for being back in the office or staying hybrid, or 100% online, but I will address ways to, and I think here's the real challenge with post-pandemic is employee engagement. Employee engagement is at an all-time low. Some scary statistics that tell us that most employees today are disengaged. 14% of those disengaged employees are actively disengaged. They're saboteurs, basically. And that, I think, has been brought about because of the lack of human to human connection. And so, ways of navigating that, improving that, we'll be talking about in my presentation, some
I,
of it.
and I think it's also interesting depending upon the industry that you're in, right? I mean, I think of the agency world as being a highly collaborative, very creative, free thinking, fill the whiteboard, fill the chalkboard behind me with ideas, and you collectively come in with one concept and you leave with something way better.
Right.
And maybe some people have mastered that with Zoom. I'm not sure I have. But
Neither.
also, how do you balance the agency owner's experience having done this for our entire career and having to reinvent it
Oh,
post on and not get into the trap of saying it was better before?
yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one, but there are ways to move the needle.
Yeah.
The needle.
Well, I think it's going to be a great session, Mark. And if there are three things that you can think of off the top of your head that you hope people come away with, or one or two, what do you hope people can take back to their agencies with?
Well, when we talked about, and I think some maybe best practices in handling the hybrid environment. I'm going to put that as number three.
Yeah.
For one, is how to have a values-driven organization that creates a culture that drives similar beliefs and expectations, behaviors, and habits. And that's the middle of my fairway. That's what I do most of is getting organizations to function. And this is every business owner's dream, by the way, is to get employees to think like them, to think like, if I were them, I'd be doing this, but they're doing that. There's ways, I promise you, that you can get there. I'm gonna give you a quote that typifies this. Organizations are perfectly designed to get the results they get. Design it differently this way that I'm going to talk about, and you'll get there. So that's number one. Number three is the hybrid environment, and I think number two is that concept of leadership, and that this is the time that our leadership is tested more than probably any other time in our lifetimes. I'll be talking about a concept called the law of the lid. And the lid says that your level of leadership puts a lid on what your organization is capable of accomplishing. So it's culture, leadership, and some help with the post-pandemic hybrid scenario.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, can I fly to wherever you are right now and you can just lie me down on the couch and take me through those three right now?
You could do that. It's a nice day today. It's in the 60s finally. So there you go.
All right. Well,
Looking forward to
Mark,
seeing
thank
you
you so
guys.
much. Yeah, thanks so much for your time. We'll see you in like 21 days, 22
Yeah,
days. And
yeah.
it'll be great to meet in person and the way we're supposed to, right?
Here we
And
go.
learn some things.
No, it's going to be a great day. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.